Ladies and gentlemen, we are at a dark time. A time when people are locked up just for organizing peaceful rallies, for tweeting, or even for insulting certain leaders on WhatsApp. Malaysia should be moving towards a stronger democracy as we aim to be a developed nation by 2020. We should be strengthening the protection of human rights and civil liberties like freedom of speech and freedom of assembly. Instead, a tyrannical, insecure government suppresses our fundamental freedoms and our right to speak up. They fail to understand the concept of free speech. They fail to respect the right of the citizens to choose their government. It is a government who undermines parliamentary democracy, not ordinary Malaysians. As we celebrate people who fight for human rights today, we remember that the struggle to uphold our rights is a continuous one. Sometimes it seems like we're moving 2 steps back for every step that we take forward. The ISA was abolished, but we still have the Sedition Act. And we have a host of other laws like SOSMA that have been abused to incarcerate people with alternative opinions. It's really frightening to advocate for human rights, or even to just be ourselves, when we don't know if our next Facebook post or if our next article will land us in jail. The definition of what's acceptable or what's supposedly illegal constantly changes. I've experienced it myself. The police investigated me for sedition for one of my column articles that I wrote back in October last year. I remember feeling shocked because I had no idea that pushing for the freedom to read whatever we want to read was considered seditious. I admit that I became a little bit more cautious in my writing after that. But I refuse to be afraid because fear and apathy are what the establishment thrives on. They target figureheads to dissuade other people from taking up the mantle. They do this because Malaysians generally rely on figureheads to start something. We rarely take the initiative to start our own campaigns. If we want to continue our fight for human rights, we must get everyone on board. We must persuade our fellow Malaysians that they cannot just stand behind us anymore. They must stand with us, side by side, for the protection of their own rights. This is not the time to hang back. When the powers that be push us, we do not give up. We push back harder, and we continue to fight for our rights until we break the wheel of tyranny. Thank you.